Hello Stellar Souls, Happy New Year, welcome back to my channel. It's Sam from the Soul of Stella. I'm so grateful to have you here. Thank you for joining us. If you're new, hi, welcome. Please stick around. If you like what you see, like, share, comment, subscribe. I've got plenty of shorts already up. I've got a 2024 Blessings Pick a Card reading. If you haven't already seen that, you might want to go and check that out. Go and watch your signs, your extended readings for 2024 as well. But today, the Pick a Card with 4 piles, yay, is all about your 2024 career insights, predictions. We're going to be asking what's the overall energy for your career in 2024, what obstacles may be present and how you overcome them, what opportunities you need to look out for and the ones you should act on, maybe even who or what could help you to act on those. And then what is the best next step for you to take right now? So whenever you are watching this, even if it's in February, March, April, whatever, this is your 2024 career kind of overview. But please remember, it still is a collective reading because of these piles. It's not personalized towards you entirely, although some of the messages may feel very personal just because of the way I channel and use my intuition. It's not just the cards. So please only take what resonates. Don't let anything take from you. Of course, this isn't financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. It's very, very important that you do your own research when it comes to matters of money. And we don't play around with money or career moves. So or with anything, with any of your values, your integrity, your goals, your plans. That part, this is co-creating with spirit, okay? That part is up to you. And spirit's just going to give you a smorgasbord of information here for you to do as you wish. But also, if anyone else pops up in this reading, just know that we have no control over other people's free will. And that is very important to keep in mind. All the information that you need, including the decks that I use, or if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, are all in the description box below. So too are the timestamps. So without any further ado, this is pile number 1. This is from the Green Witch Oracle, these cards, and we'll be diving into these main themes in your pile. So pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, and pile number 4. Use your intuition, take a deep breath, tune into your own energy. Choose intuitively, and when you do, the timestamps are in the description box below that will take you to your reading. I will see you there. Pile number 1, welcome to your 2024. I nearly got stumped on that then. It is the 1st of January 2024 when I am reading these cards, when I'm recording this. But of course, whenever you see this is when it is meant for you. But this is your 2024 career overview, your insights, okay? We're going to try and get as deep as we possibly can. I've got a set of 5 questions that I want to go through. But let's start with number 1. Like, what is the overall career energy for you? We're using the Green Witch Oracle. Everything that you need to know is in the description box below, including where you can book a private reading with me and where you can order these decks for yourself. Okay, so we've got Wisdom and the Bay Leaf, card number 22 with Leo energy showing up there. This is interesting because bay leaves I use to write little incantations on, little spells on. They're good to burn and crumble up. You can use that in place of Palo Santo or sage. There's a book of wisdom. It's like getting to this point in my life, I've got a book of wisdom to land on is how it's coming across, to refer to. I'm looking at the tab inside the book here, the bookmark inside the book. It's like I can just tab to any experience that I've had and refer that back to my career and be like, okay, how can I utilize that knowledge, that wisdom, that energy? You might also be seeking wisdom from a partner, okay, or someone who acts as a mentor. With angel number 22, you might want to look up angel number 22. But also this talks about partnership, balance, and duality. So it's like maybe you're doing 2 things and you're combining 2 talents or 2 skills, or you're working with 2 people. But with the Leo energy here as well, this is like using your wisdom to put yourself first and to put your energy first and to maybe like strengthen your resolve when it comes to self-confidence, when it comes to assertiveness, especially if you feel like you've been letting other people kind of walk all over you, or whether you feel like you like it's your time to shine, okay, is how that's coming across. Twos also, if we're talking about the second house, refer to value, material possessions, assets, finances, earnings, lending, loans, that kind of thing, but also your physical body. Now, interestingly, you've also got love and love potion. You've got Libra energy here, the tomato, and card number 30. So for some of you strongly, this is about self-love, but for others of you, it's about self-love within a partnership, and whether that is a business partnership or whether that is a romantic partnership where you actually work together or you're hoping to work together. I do feel like this is bringing certain wisdom that you both hold into balance. And if you think about it, combining these flavors would be quite tasty. So I kind of love that for you. This is like bottling up what you love to do and then perhaps even sharing it with other people with this book. You know, it's like I'm opening up my book of secrets and you can pour sauce on that and it's going to be delicious. So it feels like, you know, sharing a hearty meal with people. But if you think about that in a metaphor of business, it's sharing what you have learned and what you have built together. I've got the quotes from the guidebook written on the back here. So I love being asked to identify plants, and I don't know which gives me more pleasure, to know what they are or not what they are. So there is this gaining of more wisdom. It's like, oh, I didn't know that. That's amazing. I'm going to find out more about that. The things you love, following the thread of the things you love. You've got a thirst, a hunger for learning. So interesting that I was talking about a table with, you know, multiple plates on it. The lesson I have thoroughly learnt and wish to pass on to others, that's what I was saying, is to know the enduring happiness that the love of a garden gives. So it's teaching other people how to sow their own seeds with your wisdom here. You're teaching other people to perhaps do what you do, inspiring other people to do what you do, or inspiring other people to use their own wisdom in a way that also sets them free is somehow part of your career path and your career energy overall in 2024. So what opportunities should pile number 1 be looking out for and act upon? We want to know about the opportunity spirit that pile number 1 should look out for and act upon in 2024. The opportunities. 5 of Swords, 10 of Swords. Feel like they need to be together. What opportunities? What opportunities? Okay, cool. We have the Star at the bottom of the deck. So I was talking about the sun energy of Leo coming through there, and with the sun, this is the Star. This is Aquarius energy. This is healing. This is being put on a pedestal. This is having hope and faith that things will come to fruition. It's wish fulfillment in some way, but again, it's inspiration too that I was talking about here with sharing the love. It's inspiration to others and using your infinite energy and your infinite potential that comes from this burst of inner wisdom, using that as a way to be a guiding light for others and to actually put you on your calling path, to put you on your destined path. Wow, that's so cool. I actually love that. Okay, you have Justice, the Creator, which is the card of No in this deck. And you also have 5 of Swords and 10 of Swords, which I do feel are linked. So the opportunities here are kind of talking about, notice where there is confusion, conflict, upheaval. And notice how that may be an opportunity for you to put an end to that with your inspiration, your wisdom, your love, and your guidance, okay? It is a finality, especially with this Creator card of saying, no, no more, enough is enough. We don't need to live like that. So your opportunity is in finding other people's needs and filling their needs, which is the essence of all business. So maybe you are going into business with a partner, or whether this is you're in a job where you're like scouting for opportunities, but the opportunities come from you having the foresight or even the clarity to see someone else's pain and how you can swoop in. There's a swooping kind of cutting energy with the 2 Swords cards here. And especially with the No energy, it's a real dramatic shift, like really dramatically helping people to shift and end stages of feeling, this could even be in mental health, okay, to really turn around someone's life This also could have something to do with the legal system, with justice coming up here. The work that you do might bring balance and justice to someone's life because, and you've got the balance of Libra energy showing up here, but it's coming because you love on them. It's coming because you share your wisdom of where you've been with them. And this isn't an age thing. Wisdom is not an age thing. This is I've lived my experiences. I've been where you have been. I've been in a state of denial of everyone else's opinions getting to me to the point where I feel like I could just give up. But what you kind of come in doing is providing. This really says what you come in doing is you provide an opportunity. And I feel like the biggest opportunity here for you that you can see and you can act on in 2024 is to become the Ace of Swords for people, to become the clarity, the truth teller, the breakthrough for people. Because it's like everything else is crumbling, or everything else needs support, or everything else just feels like mentally heavy. This could be, it very obviously requires, there's a lot of air energy here. It obviously requires, even with the star too, very obviously requires intellect. So you have high intellect, but I very much suspect that you have higher levels of compassion with that love energy too. So you analyze thoughts, you analyze what I feel is like a strategy. You analyze strategies for people, like exit strategies is how it feels. Like, how do you exit strategy from this relationship? Okay, if you're dealing with people who, maybe you're a lawyer, maybe you are a counselor, maybe you are, work in the Department of Justice for children's services, for displaced families, for displaced children, for DV, something like that. It's just something where you help people end things that are unhealthy for them and that are it could end up hurting them more, is how this comes across. So your mental resilience and your logic actually helps you to shed light, inspire hope, help people to find their calling strongly, is where the opportunities lie for you. And how should pile number one act on these opportunities? How should pile number one act on these opportunities? With clarity is how they're saying it, but I want to know a little bit more. How should pile one act on these opportunities? Yeah, helping people to walk away from emotional situations. But this is where I feel like with your high level of intellect, you don't let this work get too caught up in your own affairs, in your own heart space. You're very good at compartmentalizing work and your own life here, which is actually so balanced of you. I love that for you. But you do help people to walk away, especially if children are involved here, and you help provide and protect a safe haven for these people to walk away from things that are hurting them, that are emotionally difficult, that are needing to transform into more of a bigger, better, safer option. Now, this is what we asked. We asked, how should pile number one act on these? You should act on these by also walking away from the things that not to call you out, but usually that's how it works. When we live an experience and we continue to live that experience, we become the best teachers, we become the best providers of that service to other people. It's like you don't personally develop by reading books and doing whatever to get to a certain point, and then when you're at that point to stop it altogether and digress into old habits and bad habits and, shitty thinking. You don't do that, because that's like, what's the point of all that effort to get to that point if you're just going to disrespect the responsibility, is how I want to say this. So you have a responsibility to yourself, your family, your own life, whatever, your self-love, your life experience and your life's work. Okay, with this star, it's kind of giving like legacy. You have a responsibility to continue to walk away from things that also emotionally disrupt you towards the sun. It's your responsibility to continually remain optimistic, hopeful, faithful, but you come across with all this intellect. So I'm not saying that you're a hopeless optimistic, and it's like you don't see the hole in the donut. Like, you're just like, oh, it's food, great, there's no problems. It's the energy of balance that's coming through strongly. So the energy of intellectualizing, but also remaining positive, not letting your emotions get you too down, keeping your own emotional balance. But also this Eight of Cups can talk about acting on these things through a compassionate sense, but also by moving things. So you act on this by that in some way either transportation is involved, or in some way a retreat is involved. A car's honking out there, so look, maybe it involves transportation and making a statement about that honk honk, getting your attention, right? Yeah, with this retreating kind of energy, you could run retreats for people for families that are broken, whatever. It's coming across like that. There's something about a movement with that Eight of Cups. Very transformative, but it requires, like, the way you act on this is to take the actions necessary. I know that sounds like so basic, but maybe some of you needed to hear that. It's like, you can't just think about these things, and you can't just notice these opportunities. You do have to do some movement. You've got to see this through, is how it's coming across as well. Because if you think about the eights, they're about mastery, accomplishment, action, even luck, karma, infinite potential. You've got to show people the way, okay? And that means you may have to go the way. For some of you, I'm now thinking of that Emilio Estevez movie. I love it, called The Way. And I didn't even know about that movie prior to hearing about walking the Camino Trail. So maybe some of you are walking the Camino Trail as part of career enhancements in 2024, but also the year 2024 numerologically is an 8 years. So that kind of all makes sense with how that's playing into this. You've got the Six of Cups, which is giving back to people who give to you. Okay, so supporting your support people, supporting your employees, if that's what you do. Also giving to your own children and family. But there's a loyalty that comes through here. So you take action on these opportunities by being loyal to them, but by also only giving where others give to you. But that also protects your ability and your responsibility to give and show up your compassionate self at work. Because like I said, it could be very draining if you didn't compartmentalize those things. So I think a responsibility in your own life with emotional maturity and availability helps you to be more available at work, okay, in this career service that it feels like it is. Take it how it resonates. It may be that you're building a product here that helps people cut things out from their life that are not serving them. But I strongly feel like this is around more holistic, life transformative services for you. And if it's not, like, even what I do, you could read tarot. Like, even what I do can help different people separate from different things that are, I just heard unfaithful. So maybe some of you are really feeling that, and you need to hear that the reason that you've experienced something like that is so that you can teach in a holistic manner or through some kind of healing modality. That kind of energy, maybe you cord cut for people, maybe you do energy healing, sound healings, whatever. Okay. Here we have the King of Pentacles. So this is talking about acting on these things in a protective and providing way, and you act on them by continuing to engage in that wisdom seeking. Okay. And when I say wisdom seeking, it's bringing me back to the Camino Trail. And it's also bringing me back to more ninth house energy here of spirituality, philosophy, expansion, higher education, travel, legal stuff. Okay. Equity, equality, I'm hearing quality over quantity. That makes a lot of sense with that nostalgia. You could even be helping people to, you could be a motivational speaker because you help people walk out of tough times, and you help them rewrite memories. You're like, okay, let's put that in the past and start living a really good life so that you can truly move on from that. You're not just sitting in it. You're not just sitting in your pain. We're actually going to help you move through it. Okay, move through it over time is how it feels across over time. And it does very much feel like a commitment to this. It very much feels like a long-term, slow-going process. So you could work with people for quite a number of years to set them up for this. Again, it's kind of giving like teacher, wisdom seeker, mentor. Yeah, very interesting energy with that King of Pentacles. Let's get into what obstacles does pile number 1 need to overcome. Oh, we have the High Priestess popping out there. We have Strength popping out there. So you're going to have to trust your intuition when it comes to this. I'm going to pop the star at the top. You're going to have to trust your intuition a lot. You're going to have to go with your gut. You're going to have to tame the beast of overgiving to people. You're going to have to tame the beast of wanting to take every wounded puppy in, if you know what I mean by that, just as a metaphor. You're going to have to tame the beast. You're going to have to strengthen your resolve, strengthen your own courage, and also strengthen your own heart, because, yeah, it could be quite a draining scenario. What obstacles does pile number 1 need to overcome in their career in 2024, please, Spirit? Okay. Ace of Wands, Page of Cups, the Moon, and the Ace of Cups. Okay. Interesting kind of obstacles, because this is talking about new career opportunities. This is talking about travel opportunities. You've got new love opportunities, relationships, new beginnings. You've got the Moon, which is the intuition with the High Priestess underneath that we saw before, very much on that vein. You've got the Page of Cups talking about offering your quirky cup of love, being unique, being magic, bringing more magic into your own life. So some of the obstacles that you need to overcome are maybe not to say yes to every opportunity that comes your way, but to be a little bit discerning about the things that, look, just because things are, you know, maybe you're dealing with victims or you're dealing with a certain type of demographic or something like that, there are still secrets and mysteries that you'll never understand, and that may be something that you could lose sleep over. Okay, if we take the Moon quite literally, you could really turn into your own shadows. You could really, like, you could be triggered, I guess I want to say, by certain events or certain scenarios with people that you work with. But you also could be careful of not being too spongy, not being overly empathetic to the point where you lack boundaries, you lack assertiveness, and to be drawn into situations that feel too good to be true. Okay, stay in your own magic, yes. But there's also an element of, if you want to protect your magic, you've got to be discerning about who you give it to. And that makes me think of the quality over quantity thing as well. So with this, you could attain quite a deal of success with the star energy coming through here. Whether that's financial abundance as a result of this work that you do, whether that's fame, clout, reputation, image, social standing, promotions, bonuses, that kind of thing, you could really be successful. And so you may get love offers that come perhaps with conditions. Okay, you could be tempted to move away from this work this year, and that may be an obstacle that you need to overcome. You may be tempted to you may be offered quite a lot of love relationships, but you feel you've got to trust your intuition, because these people could be coming at it from with ulterior motives, like coming into gold dig, coming in to disrupt, because they want to feed off your good energy. So just be aware of these things. Don't lose yourself. Don't lose your own dreams. Don't lose your intuition, okay? Especially when it comes to, I just heard like red tape with the legal issues here, with the justice energy here, with the balance. And again, I'm hearing equity. Interesting. It's making me think that there may be a level of sweat equity involved, of like there may be a sacrifice that is made to do this work. And that sacrifice may be that at certain times it's an inappropriate time for you to engage in new beginnings, okay, with this love, travel, career beginnings. Like it's an inappropriate time to take a new position because you've got unfinished projects, something like that. So these are just things to be aware of. These are things that may need to be overcome, but continue to maintain your authenticity, but just protect it. There also is an element of maybe not needing to tell everyone everything, an energy of privacy coming through with that intuition, the moon energy, keeping some things cloaked. It may be that you want to let off steam, and it could be an obstacle that you want to discuss certain private matters with people, and that could lead to your downfall. Okay, so get some coaching or therapy of your own. That's part of the wisdom keeping, that's part of the wisdom improving, and the legacy of ever learning, kind of everlasting learning kind of coming through. So just be aware of that. Now, who or what can help throughout 2024? I'm going to get used to saying that. Who or what can help? Pile number 1. Ooh, Magician. Don't forget how powerful you are. This is that 8 energy. The infinite potential of 2024 is ripe with this energy, okay? Spirit can help you, is how that's coming across. Your magic, and I said that with the Page of Cups. It's like, don't lose your magic. Don't lose your intuition. Don't lose your sense of worthiness, of loyalty to your family as well. Don't lose your sense of fun in this. Don't get too bogged down in the I just heard in the ever ready of it. So that makes me think of a battery. So like you could really drain your own personal battery if you're not careful. But really believe in your powers of manifestation this year is what that's saying. That's who can help you. You can help you. Your higher self can help you. Your spirit team can help you. So tap into that. You have the wherewithal to achieve anything that you want. You can pull a rabbit out of a hat this year. That's how it's coming across. You've got the emotional capacity. You've got the capacity for career opportunity, prosperity, and security. You've got the analytical mental resilience, okay? But you also have the creativity, the innovation, and the planning side of things, the willpower, and your own personal, like, naturally aspirated drive coming through with that magician energy. Don't forget the skill set that you have. Don't forget the power that you hold. And if there's an element here of perhaps needing to go out on your own, I could see how that could happen. We haven't got the Aries Emperor energy showing up, the very entrepreneurial energy showing up. But look, the King of Pentacles could own his own business. The Star could be like, okay, I'm the star of the show, so why don't I do this myself? The Magician says if that's a new beginning that you want to take, then just bide your time, make sure it's the right time, and follow your intuition about how to achieve that, how to plan that, how to balance that, and how to make that happen in a way that is still protective of your clients or of the work that you do that feels very heavy but important work, okay? Obviously, if this isn't resonating, you've got some other piles to choose from, but this feels quite specific, and I just hope that you have the instincts to take and pick and choose from this reading what suits you. If you need to flip certain things, if you feel like it resonates but maybe not in that way, take it how you will, okay? Don't shoot the messenger. All right, so who else can help? Temperance. You've got Archangel Michael on side. You've got perhaps some Sagittarians on side. You've got people who help you balance things out at home on side. You've got your own healing team on side. So maybe a massage therapist, maybe you have your own coach or therapy that I talked about before. You may even have like your really fun friends that help you let off steam. You also seem to have someone who comes across as like a motherly figure, whether that's a really close friend, whether that's your wife or your partner who's very empathic and connected and intuitive as well, and helps to see when you're lacking in your intuition. It's kind of like a soul friendship vibe coming through. Or a soul mate for some of you if you're working with a partner, and this is actually talking about a love partnership connection in work, okay? So these are the people who can help you out. in 2024. But what can help you out as well is manifestation, and is balancing out that intuition, the shadow aspects of yourself and the sunnier sides of yourself, the light and the dark. Continue working on that yin yang balance. There's going to be times when you need to fall back into feminine energy. There's going to be times when you need to push through with masculine energy. And we all have a mixture of both, a balance of both, I should say, within each of us. So those are the things that can help, but also self-compassion, self-love, and giving as much empathy to yourself as you do to others. So that's really important, coming up again kind of in that message that we got from the Six of Cups. The bottom of the deck wants to say hi. Yeah, confidence is going to help you out. Confidence is going to help you out. Letting off steam, like celebrating small wins, celebrating big milestones. You know, a cheer squad is going to help you out in 2024. Okay, what's the next best step for pile 1 to take? What is the next best step? Four of Cups. If you believe in better, continue to do and seek for better. The next step you need to take is, if you aren't already in a career like this and this is a goal for you, and I'm getting like hiccups coming up through my throat chakra. So this is really trusting your inner guidance and your inner wisdom, literally, that your emotions are kind of like, you know what I mean? Like they're coming out. Your emotions are coming out saying, I know there's a better offer out there for me. I know there's a better way for me to do this work. I know that career needs improvements. I'm over my current situation. I'm bored of my current situation. Or if there's certain aspects of your career right now that you're bored or over, or you're apathetic about, this is asking you to continue to look for the gem, or to create the gem, okay, yourself. Create that nurturing environment that you want. If you think that there's, and I was only talking about this last night with a friend, that there's so many service industries these days that are so strapped in their own personal lives with the cost of living and just the stress of what's going on in the world and everything like that. We're emotionally depleted in terms of the support that we can give to others. Like a lot of us are very drained. And so sometimes when you go to service people, especially like, let's just say doctors, let's just say people that are meant to care, sometimes lately it just feels like we're getting a bunch of people who are so strained and drained in their own life that they've only given their clients what's left of them. And I feel for those people. Obviously it hurts to not get the service you need and deserve, or to be heard in the way you want to be heard and seen in the way you need to be heard, and you've gone to this professional for a reason. But I feel for those people too, because it feels like a cyclical thing that's going on. It's like, well, if they're that stressed and we're that stressed, then who's helping who? And so a lot of inner growth is required, I feel, with this Four of Cups, to really, if you trust that there's something better out there, you become that, you create that, you do that, you have that. That's what the next best step is for you right now, whenever you are watching this, okay? Can I get a final message here? Okay, higher level learning is still abundantly important, is what they're saying. Be careful of people who don't have your best interests at heart. I would be very cautious about who you tell about your new ideas. Stay committed to the path. Don't let other people poo-poo your ideas as well. There's also an element here of needing to not take any chaos home with you. Focus on the things that really fulfill you. This is also a wish fulfillment of you coming into a lot of personal fulfillment in your career in 2024. The Lovers is coming up here, so that's interesting that there's a partnership that could play a part, whether it's through meeting someone that connects you to a job like this, or meeting someone, or it's your partner that actually helps you to create this service, this business, whatever. Some way love is important here, and I feel like you are going to be loving what you are doing. But again, the element of perhaps just keeping quiet about a few things, being quite private about your life for a while, and the ability to use that intellect in order to cut away things that no longer serve you, so you can keep giving the best of yourself and also having the best of yourself in your own life as well. What is the overall energy attached to career in 2024? What is the overall energy attached to career? What can pile one look forward to? Okay, yep. Magic and caution. Okay, that's exactly what we've been getting. It's just over and over again. So letting the magic happen and just being aware of where people may be trying to spiritually bypass you, gaslight you. Bypass. Interesting. Yeah, so just have caution about, obviously this is delicate work, but so is magic, and that you are spreading magic for some people is the key theme here. Okay, can we get a motivation manifesto card for career for pile number 1 in 2024? Motivation manifesto card for pile number 1 in career 2024. Wow. Love was never absent from our lives. It is not bound in our hearts or in our relationships, and thus it is not capable of being owned or lost. We have allowed our awareness of love to diminish. That is all. Wow, that's actually so telling. That kind of sums up this whole situation where it's like you will create self-love and you will create a love for your learning, and you will create a love for living. And you will realize, whether you're working with a partner or not, whether that's a business partner or a romantic partner, that your mission overall in career in 2024 is love, and teaching people to remember the awareness of love in their own life, and that it is not diminished. And this is especially prevalent if you are dealing with broken marriages, broken families, broken relationships, if you're a healer or therapist, counselor in some way, shape or form. So I'm just going to hold that there for you so you can screenshot that. But I love this energy for you for career. What a beautiful human you are. Remember, you still are human, you know, and that's why it's a cautionary tale here to not let things get too heavy for you, because you're only human and you can only take so much. And you do have big work to do for sure, and you're going to do it. You're going to step up. You're going to shine this year. And you're going to help a lot of other people to do that as well. But you've also got to maintain that balance for yourself too. A loving, harmonious, connected, grounded, safe haven for your own emotions and your own mental energy as well. Okay? So putting yourself first helps you to put the oxygen mask on other people at the end of the day. I love this for you guys. If you would like a personal reading to further look into this, you can book through the link in my description box. If you are new here, please comment how it resonated for you. Share this with someone who might need also a bit of a career boost in 2024. And please feel free to subscribe so you can check out all the other videos as soon as they are posted. Have an amazing year, guys. Look after your beautiful selves. I will see you in the next one. Bye. Pile number 2, welcome to your 2024 career overview. These are the main energies that are happening for you overall. We have communication, the P. This looks like written communication in some way. We've got Pisces energy here, and the card is number 2. Okay, so it could be 2 peas in a pod is immediately what I thought. So it could be a partnership, contractually working with someone, signing the dotted line, signing the deal, okay, with that little quill going on there. And in some way it's like, I agree that we do this. This is also saying, like, overall, be aware of your communication when it comes to career, and where you can, keep a paper trail, okay? Don't just shake on it. Like, I'm sending this email to back up our conversation that we had on this date that stated X, Y, and Z, signed me. Do you know what I mean? Like, really just backing things up for yourself. The back of the deck, well, from the guidebook, I write the quotes from the guidebook on the back here. Gardening is about communication, relationships, routines, and life enrichment. Gardens are places that connect us to the seasons and the life cycle. Yeah, so there's certain networks, certain relationships that are going to be very life enriching, but I also feel like it's maybe even duality within yourself, especially with that Pisces very sensitized energy of like, okay, I can bring a certain level of eloquence, okay, with the communication. I can bring a certain level of magic through my communication, just because that Pisces energy is more spiritual, more connected, more magical than normally what you would get in communication, being quite an air thing, you know, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini kind of energy. So yeah, it could be bringing more empathy to your communication with certain people, and your relationships with certain people will become richer. Therefore, you can take that as like richer in wealth as well, not just richer in abundance of prosperity, of abundance of like fulfillment from that relationship. So interesting overall message there. You've also got cleansing, some candle magic going on perhaps. Maybe we've got here this moon, and I'm learning the moon cycles. This is a waxing crescent. So yeah, this is cleansing energy when it comes to goal setting and planning. Candle magic may be involved, but yeah, you've also got Gemini energy here, and you've got lemon, card number 25. So a bit of a zest to the way that you cleanse things. It's cleansing for me to actually stand up for myself and communicate with assertiveness. And especially if you are someone who's an empath, having that assertiveness to say with a bit of zest, it's in my best interest to communicate this way, so that I am not agreeing to things I don't want to agree to, so that I am not, you know, things aren't going to turn sour, okay? It's like what you make with lemons can be the best tasting cakes and slices and drinks and cocktails and whatever, and can be extremely cleansing for your health. But if you let things go sour in terms of communication, and you let people walk all over you, then you're not really addressing the two sides of yourself. So interesting that we got the two message here, and then you've got the Gemini energy backing up the two message as well, the two sides of yourself, business you and like soft version of you, nurturing you, boss you. So being aware of that, and being aware of your choices too. The 5 and the 2 is a 7. I feel like you've actually got more control over this than you believe, but I also think it requires assessment after each communication. You're like, how did that go? Do I need to do better? How can I reflect on that? How can I move this forward in a way that is giving me more options? So even if someone's saying to you, putting pressure on you and saying in 2024, hey, I need you to do X, Y, and Z, will you have it done? Or I need you to go here, and they're just telling you, you're like, let me think about that. I'm going to sleep on that overnight. Let me go and get more information on that. And you're putting them back. You're not taking that pressure on and being like, yes, sir, 10 bags full, sir, like bend at the knee. You said jump, I'll say hi. So there's a couple of different messages coming through with that, but I kind of love that for your overall energy of like, cleanse yourself, cleanse your energy, stay in your truth, speak from the truth, okay? Your affirmation around that throat chakra energy is, I speak my truth and express myself honestly, okay? 2 peas in a pod. I think there's going to be someone you can really count on too. That's going to be quite a good inspiration. They've got a little bit of sass perhaps, and that's that bitterness of the lemon, where you can be like, oh, okay, I can learn from this person. I can take a bit of that on. And it's actually going to be really good for my health, and specifically your mental health too, with this communication kind of energy here. Okay, did I read the back of that? You can bury a lot of troubles digging in the dirt. You can bury a lot of troubles digging in the dirt. So it's like the more you disrupt the status quo, you actually get more balance. So this is kind of saying that maybe sometimes you have to shake a few feathers and have to pull off a few higher hanging fruits, instead of taking the low hanging fruit. You have to ruffle some feathers sometimes. You have to stand your ground sometimes in order to heal things at work and in career and in business. That's kind of how I'm taking it. You can bury a lot of troubles digging in the dirt. You can really just like, don't just put things under the carpet or bury it that are unresolved. It feels like you need to dig things up a little bit more, find out where the root cause of the problem is, and address it straight away, so that then it's like it can be done and buried properly, and it never needs to come back up with, you know, a weed. Hope that makes sense. Okay, what opportunities should pile number 2 look out for and act on in 2024 when it comes to career, please, Spirit? What opportunities for pile number 2? Wow, that's quite a lot of cards. I'm going to take the ones that flipped. Back of the deck, we have the 4 of Swords. Okay, so take the opportunities to rest when you can, especially when it comes to your mental, like the emotions of your mind, your mentality. Okay, take the rest when you need it. And that's probably clarified by the Tower here, that things are going to be a little bit disruptive. We were just talking about that, turning the sod. At some point, I feel like quite early in the year, things might be disruptive. You're like, okay, that needs to go, that needs to be released, that's not working for me, that person has not been respecting me, end this job, end this role, end this behavior, turn the sword and start anew. Because if the Tower falls down, then you have an opportunity, right? And this is what we're talking about in this part. We have an opportunity to rebuild something that is more stable, that is how you want it to be, that is the home of your business, or the seat of your power is how it's coming across too, which is talking about your solar plexus, the seat of your power, in a way that better suits the housing of your career is how. Yeah, wow, okay, wow. That's a lot of major arcana. Holy dooly. Okay, you've got the Tower, the Fool, the Wheel of Fortune, and Temperance. That's 4 major arcana cards out of 6. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. This is big time stuff. Big time changes in 2024. So when something disrupts or destructs, okay, when something falls apart early in 2024, this feels like a blessing in disguise, because it's giving you the lucky break that you need to break free, run free, start anew, go for the thing that feels a little bit risky. Well, if ever there was a time, it's now. It's like Spirit has provided perfect divine timing for something to, well, you weren't going to move, you weren't going to take the action that you needed to take, so we're breaking that down for you, pile number 2, and now you've got a chance to really look at the things that you're like, that had potential before, but you had your eye on before, and it was a desire of yours before, but now you realize, oh, this is actually my destiny. This was meant to happen so that I could heal this part of myself that was always someone else's scapegoat, that was always someone else's fall guy, that was always doing the work of 10 people and getting paid barely for one. You know, it's that kind of energy of like, it's time for you to seize this opportunity of rest. So if you're being let off, for some of you, this is providing you the rest that you need, so that then you can have this bright idea, this new beginning, this fresh start. You can take the chance, you can get your karma that's owed to you, and bring your life and your career and your finances into some balance. There is an element here of moderating your risk and moderating your destiny, but it's just saying that you're having more of a practical approach to something that is essentially very lucky and very abundant and full of potential. And I'm holding my hands out quite like you would see on an art depiction of the Ace of Pentacles. So it feels like a new business, a key to a new thing. It might even be like you're starting your own business. For some of you, this is definitely going to give you a feeling of fear. There's a question mark over, can I do it? And that might be where your sleep is disrupted, where you can't feel like you can take proper rest because your mind is so heady with, am I doing the right thing? Is this going to work out for me? Like, is this too good to be true? This luck that comes in, I've been really patient for this, like I took this risk, is that going to pay off? And it's almost like you take the risk and you take the chance after something breaks down, and then you're kind of like, oh, that was a lucky break, and you're kind of waiting for the other shoe to drop. You're waiting for Spirit to be like, bazinga, like, gotcha, like April Fools, you know? And you're just, for some of you, that really gets you in your head. Now, how I feel like you need to see this as more of an opportunity, because we're asking what opportunity should I look out for and act upon. This may leave you a little bit financially struggling, okay? compared to what you had before. Now, I don't want you to freak out about that, because I feel like what's been presented here is an opportunity for you to tighten the reins of your spending habits, your budgeting temporarily, because I feel like in that there's a truth. The way this Queen of Swords comes across, the art depiction of this feels very Ace of Swords. So I do feel like there's a breakthrough coming in for you where it pushes you to lead yourself, rely solely on yourself. And to, if you're looking, like, this is normally depicted as like a church or a sanctuary or something like that, and this person's out in the cold. If you're looking at other people sitting warm by the fire and heated by the money that they're making, you know, they're basically burning money is how I'm just hearing it. You're going to get inspired by that. At least that's how Spirit wants you to see this opportunity. Is this is going to tighten your reins to the point where you start to realize, okay, if I'm pinching pennies like this, if I'm saving like this, if I'm creating these tools and these habits to minimize my life in a way, then other people could benefit from how I've done it too. And so you might share some of that. But I do feel like the ambition, the idea, the truth, the breakthrough that you're having has to come from this point of seeing how the other side lives. Okay, and I don't mean that you have to like completely lose everything to understand this. It's just feeling something that you may not have felt in quite a few years, and that you may not want to tell anyone about. So there's this stoicism coming through where you are keeping quiet about how this has affected you, perhaps about how you plan to come out of this, and how the lucky break perhaps provided the platform for you to have this new beginning. Because the ace that I'm picking up with this Queen of Swords feels like a new beginning, and it does feel again like a contract being signed, or like insurance getting resolved so that you can start your own home-based business, or it's something like I start a podcast, something communicative, okay? Something where you use your voice, or you tell stories, or you help other people use their voice and tell their stories from the perspective of building strength, from the perspective of building truth and living your truth, and from a place of well, I'm never going to let that happen again. Okay, so there is quite a lucky, like, blessing in disguise, chaotic moment that happens at the beginning of the year that's going to give you the truth and the breakthrough that you need. And I do feel like something here is karmic, where it's like, make sure you see this as karma owed to you, that's going to set something in balance and going to be very healing for your life, because you'll no longer accept less, because you're creating something for yourself. Even if it's not your own business, you're just putting yourself first in a way where it's like, this is none of anyone else's business. How I recover from this, how I rest from this, how I recycle this, all the words, right? So rebuild, repair, like all of it. Recover, rest, repair, all of it is none of anyone else's business. So look out for this opportunity. I don't think that you'll be able to miss it, to be completely honest. It will be quite enlightening for sure. And how you should act upon it is to take notes, is to take note of how you feel about things, to take note of your budget. Even knowing this might help you to prepare for this situation, okay? And it also helps you to take note of those sensitive feelings where you can learn how to be more assertive, and how you can learn how to communicate in a way where you get the upper hand. It's like nice guys are going to finish first in this situation. Okay, we have a little flipper going on there. 10 of Wands, just wanting to pop out. So this is you really, if for those of you who are like, Sam, this doesn't sound like much of an opportunity for me to act on, trust me, or trust Spirit, it really is coming up. That this is destined, that this is perfect timing, that this is putting you on your destined path, that this is helping you to balance out practical matters and emotional matters that have perhaps been swept under the rug and have been piling up like little, lumps in the backyard. This is saying it's time to move on from burdens and responsibilities that aren't even yours. And it's actually going to be very healthy for you, and very healthy for your mental health is how it comes across. So what obstacles, obviously this is a big obstacle that you're turning into a monument is how I want to say that. So you're alchemizing this pain and turning into something so major. Like, all these major arcana don't just happen for no reason. Like, you're turning this into something major, and you're gifted this opportunity because you can handle it. You're a major deal. Like, you're a big deal. You should know that. Okay, what obstacles does pile number 2 need to overcome in 2024 when it comes to career? 6 of Pentacles. Yeah, okay. Knight of Cups. People sweet talking you and not following through on where you over effort and over give, and they don't hold up their side of the bargain. They lack the generosity that you do. And this is saying, this is putting you in a position to be very clear cut about this and to right wrongs when it comes to this, and not be afraid to stand up and say, I deserve better than this. I've put in this much money and you owe me this much money, and that's a matter of business. It's not a matter of personal, like, vendettas or anything like that. This is interesting because this art depiction has the shadowy 8 on it, and 2024 is a year 8 numerologically. So 8s are talking about mastery and accomplishment and luck. Okay, so with that Wheel of Fortune energy, even though this is a 10 card, which is talking about something ending and a new beginning starting, this is saying, like, you do have luck on your side when it comes to finding better people, but this is where it's an obstacle. Okay, so it's very much something you need to be aware of. Finding better people, places, things, opportunities that equally give or give more than you give, because it's been out of balance for too long. And if you don't get what you're owed, or you don't get what you're putting in, then you need to cut that tie, and maybe even there may be some legal things that, and I was picking that up with that communication quill there, contracts. You might actually have to say to someone, well, I'm gonna take you for that. I'm gonna take you to the ombudsman. I'm gonna take you to the union. Maybe take you to court on that. And I'm not going to be in denial about accepting less. Okay, because the 4 of Cups is sitting here going, I know there's better. I know there's better for me. I know there's a better option. I know that my heart, you know, because this is very emotive. I know that my heart and my fulfillment doesn't need to be this stressed and this in pain for someone else to benefit from my work. Like, I should be fairly paid. It's coming across like it's very much your right, and it's the right time for that. So take the blindfold off. Keep your receipts, so to speak. You know what I mean? Like communication screenshots, you know, and keep your cool, keep your calm. Be generous towards yourself until you find people who are going to be generous towards you. Move away from people who are just like, yeah, I was not getting good vibes. Normally I would get good vibes from the Knight of Wands and the Knight of Cups here, but straight underneath that you've got the King of the Devil and the King of Pentacles. So it's kind of coming across like a boss who is super toxic. You need to move away from people like this. Or it could be a partner who's trying to like control you with protecting and providing for you, but actually they're not giving you enough. Okay, so if you're in business with a partner or something like that, they're not giving you enough. This person comes across as hot and cold, is going to sweet talk you, tell you all the things and like get you to sign the deal, and then you're like, hang on, no, that's not what I want. If that's already happened, then you know who I'm talking about, and you know that you need to move away from that and move towards calm, less chaos. Let this person deal with the fallout of how it's almost like their empire is going to be crumbling and you're like collateral damage, but you don't want to be. So this is really preparing you for that potential as well, especially if someone is being really unethical, not just with you, but with clients and stuff like that too. Take it how you need to. And if you do want to get a personal reading with me to like clarify your own situation, the link is in the description box below. But now let's have a look at who or what can help pile number 2. Who or what can help? Obviously clear communication and keeping good records. A little bit of magic can help. Trusting your intuition. Setting a really good goal and plan for your own life, especially around emotional fulfillment. And not having your emotions, especially if you resonate as an empath, not having yourself being walked all over. Obviously that's going to help, but who or what can help pile number 2 in career throughout 2024? Ace of Pentacles. I did have that energy before, and that's the card I was talking about. Some prosperous new beginning. The key, the truth, a new offer, 10 of Cups. Beautiful. Family and friends that are actually you can count on. That's going to help. Contentment. Focusing, making contentment and longevity, stability of your emotions, your main priority is what can help. And then journeying away from things, cleansing your energy in terms of moving it through your body, whether that's physically needing to go on a holiday. Okay, you've also got Ace of Wands here too. So new beginnings are definitely helping. New beginnings when it comes to travel again. So 2 travel kind of energies here with the Chariot and the Ace of Wands. But also like bright ideas. Take note of your bright ideas. It may be really important to start journaling even before any of this happens about, okay, if I really am honest with myself and I'm choosing to see things for how they are, you know, if this person's an a-hole and it's only going to come back to bite them and I can feel that karma's going to get their butt and then I've got a chance to use my karma, how would I play this out? How would I see this through? King of Swords. So you've got the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords here. So if there's a partner or an opposite sex, doesn't have to be, but if there's like a someone who is in a position of power who matches your same ambition or who has walked in your steps before, who has some kind of influence over you, who is equally an expert communicator, then you may get some help from someone like that. This could also be appearing like a judge. But yeah, maybe a partner, maybe a father figure as well, even if you think your father figure is quite judgmental or is like a wise old soul that doesn't say much, so you think that they could appear quite judgy, but when they do say something, it's quite precise, on point. Someone who means what they say and says what they mean. It comes across like a family member, and if that's your partner, then it's coming from this person will understand your desire that actually providing for a family and setting yourself up for a family and setting yourself up, whatever that means to you, a life with someone, a life of happiness is actually worth so much more. It's kind of giving Rumi vibes, you know what I mean? Like maybe some Rumi quotes are really going to help you, but it's like overall this stuff and I hate to say it, but like money doesn't matter. Do you know what I mean? It's like what actually matters is what is something that is going to help you in 2024 to find the ideas, the opportunities, the new beginnings that help you to move away from situations like this ever happening again. People that are hot and cold and that are toxic and want you to overwork and want to slave drive you and manipulate you, who are narcissistic, who oh, I didn't pay you. Yes, I did. You must be dreaming it. You know, gaslighting you, anything like that. This is really talking about balancing again. So you've got temperance, balance. I was seeing 2 peas in a pod and we were talking about balance there. You've got the Gemini energy, which I felt was like 2 sides of yourself. Very much, this is also a reflection of you, and it must be a reflection. We were talking about that with the number 7. Reflect on how you've allowed this, and that's a pretty difficult thing to hear, especially if this is the first time you're realizing that you know you've been called out for being a doormat for people, or if you're a people pleaser. It's like it's time to be a recovered, right? With the 4 of Swords that we saw at the bottom of the deck before, it's time to be a recovered people pleaser. Like that ish ain't happening anymore, because you realize that your shadow of like inner child trauma, or that you were triggered by always being seen but not heard, and you just wanted, you know, that was the only way you were going to get attention, that was the only way you were going to earn love, is to overwork yourself. You might be looking at your shadow and your darker side. You might be looking at your shadow and your light, and with our powers combined, you know, within you, turning your pain and your pleasure into something that leads you forward to the good ideas. And I was getting the good ideas from this 5 of Pentacles, and then it came up in the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles. So it's a new job in a new direction, possibly a new town, new city, new country, okay? Because you do have travel there. And if that retreat card, that 4 of Swords card was actually talking about a physical retreat, go on a physical retreat, then this is saying that that's going to do you the world of good, and you're actually going to get ideas landing for you there, whether it's something you see, you experience, or that you like open up within your own soul. So journaling is going to be super important for you. Bookkeeping, record keeping is going to be super important for you this year. So all of these things are going to help you. family, putting yourself and your emotional needs first, and that goal and vision of having that prosperity, contentment, 10 plus years of bliss, put that first, combine it with wisdom or research that gives you back your power and creates some kind of influence and some kind of journey or progress forward with these opportunities, I should say, that feels like a passionate creative pursuit. And that feels like the key to a new beginning for you, is actually what's going to help you and serve you so well to get out of this and rebuild a tower, an empire, a life that better suits you. So you're not just living to work, is how it's coming across. So what is the best next step for pile number 2 to take right now? What is the best next step for pile number 2 to take right now? Please, Spirit, what is the best next step for pile number 2 to take right now? Judgment. Take a look at yourself, okay? That light and the dark aspects. Okay, where am I falling short? Where am I overworking? Where am I taking on too much responsibility? Where am I saying yes too much? And where am I not even socializing? Like, I'm literally like a hermit overworking. It's actually time to call myself out on my own BS and realize that I'm unhappy. And instead of whinging about it, I'm going to do something about it. Take action is what this is saying. Yeah, big time. You don't want the hurt and the pain anymore. It's time to come back into your body, to have like a come to Jesus kind of moment. I don't know really what that means, but it feels appropriate to say that right now. Where it's like, okay, I get the point, but take it now before the tower falls, is what they're wanting to say. It's like you've got a lot to deal with that's coming up, but the way that you start preparing yourself for it now, you're going to deal with it empowered, and you're going to seize the opportunities because you'll be seeing it through rose-colored glasses rather than seeing it through, woe is me, I caused this, it was all my fault, I've got no potential without this person or without this opportunity or without this job or without this business. Like, I've got nothing. You're actually able to empower yourself. So the actions to take right now is to work on your healing, to come out of the darkness, okay? To say no to the burdens, and really this. Start thinking about what lights you up. Where do you need to go? Do you need to take some time out now? Do you need to like move some pent up energy out of your physical body? And it's saying right now, because this judgment is the right here, right now kind of energy. It's really saying like, time is now for me to stop living an out-of-body experience, to come home to myself. And through that, you're going to find the light. Through that, you're going to find healing. Through that, you're going to find that your hands are not as tied as you think they are, and that the world is your oyster. Wow. Man, I love that for you. Again, it's saying that don't deny... Well, look, this is also saying that perhaps there's some communication that you need to be non-reactive to, and give yourself plenty of time. Remember how I said, let me sleep on it at the beginning? It's like that. It's kind of saying like, give yourself plenty of time to make communication, because if you're making it from a wounded place, it could be used against you. So it's like, don't say anything that's going to keep you trapped in this situation, because that's all in your head. Don't jump to conclusions, okay? You might even want to get some support people around you already. You might want to start working with some people already to say like, okay, I'm thinking about doing this. I feel there's something big coming. Maybe even it's just people online that you're listening to, you're starting to personally develop, professionally develop. This is about collaborations, cooperation, growth. So start having breakthroughs and ideas and researching that, and start saving now. Trust your intuition that the 10 plus years of longevity and stability and financial prosperity that you want, that matches nicely with the 10 of Cups, is yours. You're just going to have to climb a different ladder that you thought to actually get there, okay? You're going to have to get yourself out of the frying pan, is how it's coming across, to get there. And that's not, it doesn't feel like much of your doing, although you're in your head a lot. That could be causing some, acting outside of your morals and integrity, and lowering your standards and things like that at this point in time. that could be happening, but it feels like a lot of people who have put you in the frying pan had no right to do so in the first place, but in some way sensitive souls like us allowed it. Okay, even if you're not even connecting so much to a sensitive soul, it's like you actually have another side of yourself that you know you deserve better. Okay, all right, now what is the overall theme? What are the overall themes here? What is the overall emotion attached to 2024? What is the overall emotion? Thank you. We have energy. Yes, it's how you look at things is how it's going to change how you react to things, how you seize things. Carpe diem kind of energy. This is also going to require a lot of energy to get through this year. And I don't mean it as like get through trudgingly. I mean, you want to have as much innovative, creative life force energy within you. So make sure you are keeping your body strong with nutrients and cleanse your body, eat your veggies, all the things, right? Let's really hydrate yourself, keep your mind clear and crisp with that lemon kind of energy, very much your mindset, but rest now while you can and do these things, the healing things while you can to prepare yourself for the transformational year that you're about to have. There's some mystery here. We saw that with the High Priestess showing up at the bottom of the deck here about how this tower could be rebuilt. And again, it's 2 towers here, which is interesting because you've got the 2 here and the 2 sides of Gemini. So a partner could very well be at play here, whether that's a business partner that you meet on a retreat or that you start having collaborations with now, how this comes about. And it may not be 2, it may just be 2 sides of yourself, like I said at the beginning. But the mystery of how this unfolds is going to be part of your destiny, your karma, and your lucky break. Okay, just disguised as you kind of the phoenix rising. Okay, so mother of dragons, think of that. You've also got isolation. So this is isolating yourself from people, places, and things that are toxic, and then coming back into the light with people who support you, who give back to you equally, who maybe collaborate with you, and keeping quiet about how you're progressing. Okay, that Queen of Swords is very much saying like, not everyone needs to know your business. Keep quiet about it. Just focus on that North Star, that Lone Star. This is laser focus for me, is how that's showing up with that isolation. But it's time to eradicate something and to rebuild something that should have been part of your energy for a long time. Because I feel like it's been part of your like soul's calling, perhaps for a long time. Okay, let's get a motivational manifesto card to finish up for pile number 2. What's the motivational manifesto overall advice here for 2024 in career? For pile number 2, please, Spirit. If you're new here, welcome. I'd love to have you stick around. If this reading resonates, please let me know in the comments below, along with giving it a like and subscribe so that you can see the 2024 blessings reading is already up, the pick a card, so you can see your shorts readings. Go and watch your sun, moon, rising signs for all the shorts that I've posted. We do collective readings here, lots of pick a cards. Thank you. Oh, you get 2. And I would hate for you to miss anything. Okay. You have, we should not fear an obsession for building a great and free life. Yeah. Oh, you've got 3. Wow. I absolutely love that for you. This is like, well, if someone else has been obsessed with controlling you, micromanaging you, delegating their entire life to you, and you're like, I'm sick of making someone else rich and denying my own happiness and prosperity, it's time for you to become obsessed with it, okay? And don't fear that, although there is some things where it's like, I don't know if I could do this. Yes, you bloody can. There is light all around. There is much to be grateful for in this seemingly dark world. And so all we must do is pull our gaze from the shadow, wow, and look to the ocean of divine light and grace in which we are blessed to live. You will start to notice the sparkles on the water, and those sparkles will become great ideas. They will become great connections. They will become soothing, healing, balanced moments of joy and bliss in your life. So I love that. It very much speaks to this. We cannot timidly wait for everything to fall into our laps. We will receive only as we rise and march, for destiny turns its ear to those without fear. Yes, the Phoenix rising. going to hold that there so you can take a screenshot. I absolutely love this for you, pile 2. What a transformation. I can heavily relate to this. A couple of years ago, I went through quite a situation like this, and it was the best thing that ever happened to me. And I often sit here and think, I wish I had had this moment a lot sooner, because I'd be doing this work a lot sooner instead of hiding it from the world and being unfulfilled. So take really, really good care of yourself. I'm wishing you all the best. This is going to be a blessed year. I guarantee it. Absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for being here. And like I said, if you would like a personal, the link is in the description box below. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. Pile number 3, welcome to your 2024 career energy check-in overview for the whole year. These are your overall energies that we are going to dive into. We're going to cover a lot here, but hi, welcome. If you're new, love to have you. You've got grounding potato. You've also got the Sun Tarot card showing up here. You've got Virgo energy. You've also got the Sun and the Moon. Interesting. And this is card number 5. There's a lot going on this card. Grounding, and what I want to say is versatility, adaptability, especially when it comes to things being a struggle or a challenge or a competition. You really ground yourself in your vision and your goals. Where you want to set your sights on is going to be very important, with the sun kind of showing up here twice and then this little waxing crescent moon talking about goal setting and planning. Even with the Virgo energy, it's really about making a list and checking it twice, and if it doesn't fit, it doesn't fit. Like, it doesn't belong. No, sorry, don't prioritize that. I don't have time for that. That's like grounding yourself in versatility, meaning you are flexible on the things that you cannot control, and you're sticking to your goals and your list, and you're sticking to your guns, if you like, on the things that would disrupt your growth underground. Do you know what I mean? The 5s talk about instability. What does the back say? So I've written the quotes from the guidebook on the back of these cards. This is a Green Witch Oracle. All the links to my decks, including my own merch, and if you would like to book a personal reading, it's all down below. So if you want to know all that, go and check it in the description box. When the world wearies and society fails to satisfy, there is always the garden. Yeah, it's like when things aren't going to plan because of outside influences, and I strongly want to say people, other people trying to, it's giving like famine. You know how like potatoes are the one thing that kind of can be cut up into different ways and served in different ways, and it can feed the masses. It's like, you have to protect and provide for your own. So interesting. Protect and provide for your own, even when circumstances around you are, and specifically people around you, are trying to steal your light, are trying to perhaps keep you underground instead of coming out of the underground where, okay, the vegetable is now ready to be used and ready to be it's like, just because I'm open to opportunity doesn't mean I'm open to your opportunity. Don't push me. That's probably as blunt as I can say it. It's like, you're focusing on the positives, and anyone else who wants to try and misuse your flexibility, adaptability, or compete with that, you're sticking to a plan. And these people don't seem to have a plan. They just seem to be like manipulative, or they seem to have secrets with that moon energy there too. I do feel a sense of conflict, a sense of change in the air for you for 2024. But this is where you have to know to come back to yourself, know to come back to your ground, come back to your root. So your root chakra is like at your butt, the base of your spine. And so sit your butt on the grass, the sand, the soil, even diving under a wave, taking salt baths, all very grounding, deep belly breathing, very grounding habits. Let me check my list. I'm okay. Is that person actually going to steer me off my course? No. Did I diverge this way to experience something else and I got caught in their web? I could have, but I didn't. Proud of myself. Do you know what I mean? It's like, if there's little like detours that you're taking, there's a flexibility, adaptability with the potato energy. It's for your best and highest good. It's not to be used or misused by other people. Very loaded message, which makes me think of loaded fries. So however which way you want it to go, please take that how it resonates to your situation. As always, this is still a collective reading. And then you've got this moon energy again. Interesting. This is card number 3. You've got Cancer energy here. This is desire and the cos lettuce. And you've got this planchette showing up at the bottom here too. So again, a lot going on in these cards. That's why I love them so much. And the back of the quote says, love is the flower of life and blossoms unexpectedly and without law, and must be plucked where it is found and enjoyed for the brief hour of its duration. So this is seizing those opportunities that I felt was coming up here. It's like, hang on, there's a flexibility and adaptability coming up. This is saying, enjoy those, grow with those. The 3 is about growth. The 3 is about how you're seeing things differently. It's like, oh, does that add to value to my list? Okay, let me experience that. This could be about collaborations, cooperations. It can be about expressing yourself honestly, about groupthink, about group activities. It's allowing magic to come into your life as well, and allowing some of that magic to perhaps be a secret. I know I do this a lot. It's a habit today, don't know why. Take a shot every time I do quotation marks. Yeah, there's a depth to this energy though, a depth and a secrecy where it's like, you know what, I'm going to focus on shining my own light unapologetically, and if someone wants to have a go at me for it, like, I'm not going to react or respond. I'm just going to let them think what they think, because it's just going to drain my life force energy and my purpose and steer me off my path and get me all worried over and anxious over nothing. This is following your desires as a guidance system. Okay, so as you stay more grounded, then your desire has room to grow. That's that flexibility. No wonder that felt so almost contrary, like this is a loaded thing, but it's like, oh, you might want to add some, you know, fries, or it's like a potato scallop with a burger and it's got the crispy lettuce. I don't know if you add lettuce to something with potato, but yeah. I love this. I love that it's like you must enjoy these moments that come up unexpectedly, even if they're off your list, but they could add value to your list. Love that for you. Let's get into some tarot and let's have a look at what opportunities does pile number 3 need to look out for and act upon in 2024. Opportunities for pile number 3 when it comes to career in 2024, please, Spirit. What opportunities are available and should pile number 3 look out for and act upon? Ooh. I might leave that there. Page of Swords. Okay, a message coming in. A message coming in with some curiosity to it. You've got the 4 of Swords, the Emperor, the King of Swords, the 4 of Pentacles, and the Page of Wands. Okay, 2 pages, 2 4s, a King and an Emperor. Okay. So Page of Swords is learning something new. The page is curiosity here. It's also about having like a level of ambition and drive. It also feels very much like, wow, look at that. I was just going to say, it very much feels like this list making thing where it's like, I've got the ambition that I want, but I'm curious enough to adapt and evolve and to enjoy other experiences in order to grow this vision. Okay, because it's still a page. Here you've got the King of Swords though, right? So you can develop into the King of Swords throughout the course of 2024 by focusing very much so on that vision and that curiosity and using it in line with your magic, okay? And what I mean by your magic is there's power in your manifestations, there's power in your skill set, and there's power in your ability to seize opportunities and act on them, okay? Especially when it involves a new career or a new opportunity or the key to a new thing, okay? Especially when it comes to money, but also especially when it comes to your boundaries, okay? You didn't come this far to only come this far. So if you're doubting your skill set, you have everything you need in your back pocket already. You have emotional wherewithal, you have intelligence of the mind, you have belief and willpower, and you have the labor, the work ethic to see you through with this, okay? So the opportunity coming up here feels like stay curious, but also make sure you're resting. If you're owning your own business, or you're getting some kind of promotion or offer to step up and lead a situation, rest before that happens. There's an opportunity in both of those, deep rest and deep work. But I also feel like there's an opportunity here to be quite discerning, and not needing to justify, explain, respond or react to people like you're the boss, so start acting like it, or you're more capable than you think, so start acting like it. You're the magician, so start acting like it. And it's not that you're coming across as cold and stoic to everyone, it's just that you have influence, and so you don't need to speak where it's unnecessary to speak. It's like getting rid of filler words like and ah, and doubting yourself. And this is really coming across like, say what you mean and mean what you say to better communicate powerfully. But I also feel like that's going to help you to adjust your mindset to the level of where you're actually stepping up. This is a step up for you, especially if you feel like things have been a little bit quiet, you've been a little bit restful, maybe you've been a bit lazy, maybe you feel like you've hit a stagnation point and you're like, oh, my mind is going to start running away with me unless I get some proper healing going on, healing your mindset. And I do feel like when you feel healed in your mindset, that's when you're either going to start your own business, whether that's a side hustle or you're actually just like leaving a job and going to another one. We did see the Ace of Pentacles under there. Or whether this is you being offered a new opportunity, a new role. I just heard they're creating it for you. Okay, so that's cool. But that's very entrepreneurial, okay? The Emperor is entrepreneurial, but the Emperor also takes action when the opportunity comes because they know what they want and they know how to get it. So with the King of Swords, if you know what you want and you know how to get it and you mean what you say and you say what you mean, you have a level of authority that people automatically respect, but you have to respect yourself, okay, before this happens. So keep a lookout for an opportunity like this if you feel like you already know where this is coming from, especially if you're about to create this opportunity for yourself with a new business. Then make sure your mindset is right, okay, about the way you speak to yourself, the way you goal set for yourself, the way you stick to your guns, and the way you don't bite back unnecessarily. You're just cool, calm, collected. You don't really need to let everyone into your inner world all the time. That there is still a level of authenticity here, because this desire talks about that authenticity. I'm going to live a life of authenticity, but you get to live your life that way. This is very much a line in the sand about your public persona and your private life, and your private life and your desires, your interests, your passions, your creative energy, your travels. That can all be stuff that can feed into your professional life for sure, and influence your professional decision making and your professional service offering perhaps, but it doesn't necessarily have to be the show and tell kind of type. So you're not coming through as an emperor with an ego problem. That's where there's an opportunity here for you to just be keep things a little bit mysterious is kind of how that's coming across. And the reason I want to say that too is this Page of Wands and this Four of Pentacles is, I think you know by now, this is what Spirit wants to say to you. Higher self, whoever you're asking for this message from, they're here and they're saying, I think you know by now, pile 3, that opportunities come and go. There's that element of this too shall pass. Now that talks about hard times and it also talks about the good times. So it's like, well, I'm not going to get too heady. I'm not going to get too egotistical. And I'm not going to make a show and dance of any successes that I have. Of course, I'm going to celebrate them, but perhaps doing it on a private, safe level. Because I do feel like you may have some watchers in your energy field who are pitting for your downfall. And you know very well that if you don't stabilize yourself before promoting yourself excessively, then you may lose what you proclaim to have. Okay? It's like actually coming through as like old money. Let me say it like that. You're not out here flashing your money around. This is actually about you saving and building a foundation for yourself to give this sense of security, stability, and provide more good news coming in. Okay, you're actually looking at this. This is so cool. You're actually looking at this like, I'm leveling up my mindset in order to go after what I want finally, and I get it. But I'm also, this kind of a little bit of self-doubt that creeps in is actually what keeps you a little bit humble, so that you can build bigger from here. And that when the good news finally comes public, or when communication about this success finally comes public, you're not just in the beginner stages, you're actually way more advanced than that. Okay, so there's an opportunity here to just guard your money a little bit, and not, I don't mean selfishly, I just mean act as if it's not there and continue to live like on a one income household, or continue to live minimally for a little while. Celebrate your success, but don't tell the world about everything just yet until you grow from your page level into your master manifestor level, into your emperor level, empress level, okay? Until you feel like you're the queen of all queens and the king of all kings, and like this isn't going anywhere, until it becomes 10 of Pentacles kind of energy, until it becomes 10 of Cups kind of energy, and you can count on it. And even then, it's not that you're going to never be satisfied, it's just that you've set yourself up in a way where you are learned, okay? Not learned, it's coming across like learned. I think that's oldie English, but I hope that makes sense to some of you. It's the way the spirit wants to talk about it. All right, interesting energies. Be open to new opportunities. Be open to good news. On the grapevine, you might hear about certain things that spark your curiosity, and then you want to sleep on it. Maybe your dreams are giving you some really good insights into this that then you can add to your business, your service, your offering, your position, okay? But you're keeping quiet about some of these things and just growing yourself humbly in the background. They're your opportunities and how you should act on those. But let's have a look at what obstacles does pile number 3 need to overcome. What obstacles does pile number 3 need to overcome in 2024 in career? Hierophant, 8 of Cups in reverse, the Sun upright, the Hangman, the Moon in reverse, and the 2 of Pentacles in reverse. The obstacles you need to overcome is that it may be a difficult process. There may be delays in you walking away from things that are emotionally draining to you. It's like not everyone will completely understand your dramatic, like literally I feel like this as well. Like I'm recording this on the 2nd of January. Whenever you find this is when it's meant to reach you, by the way. But like yesterday, I felt such an inner transformation. I woke up in a bad mood and I was like, this is not how I want to be entering 2024, right? Mind over matter. And I was like, write my list, refer back to my list that I wrote a few days ago, add to it, keep focusing on your desires and just working through things. And I actually got up, and the work that we do, that we follow our desire with, and you feel proud of yourself each day, actually helps you to evolve quicker and takes you out of that underground. Wow, I'm hearing like an old song. Who's it by? Underground. We can be happy underground. Is that Ben Lee? I don't know. But it's a cool old song. I freaking love it. But not everyone's going to be adjusted to the new version of you where you're putting yourself first, okay? Because there's a strong emphasis on you putting yourself first with this Sun upright. And this may be an obstacle to overcome because you've got the Sun and the Sun here. It's Leo energy. You've got this confidence boost. You've got this desire, like on fire. You've got like hungry eyes, but you're not like... you're not trying to like bring other people down to get it. Now, this is part of your challenge that some people are not going to fully understand why you are walking away from them. and why they don't have you as their pet is how it's coming across anymore. So if you're going out on your own and creating your own opportunities, if you already have a business and you're walking away from casual jobs that are draining the life force out of you that needs to go into this work, then some people are going to be bitter about how you've done that because they haven't, you know, they're not expecting the adjustment. They're expecting you to stay the same. Now, it could also make them feel like personally attacked, and that's why you may have some stalkery kind of energy. And I don't mean that in a like following you around kind of energy. I just mean people will be watching you, and that conflict and change kind of energy, it can be conflicting on the inside for you is how it's coming across. With the moon here, the sun here, the moon in reverse here, and the sun here, it is a challenge for you to not let this get to your head and have an ego boost moment of like screaming at people and saying, I deserve this is what I should have done a long time ago, and having that outburst reaction. It's actually like success is just the best revenge done quietly over a period of time. If they don't understand, that's their prerogative. If this is what you're doing that's best for you, and they're trying to convince and control and maybe even throw you off course by questioning your confidence, like, you can't do that, who do you think you are? Pause, reflect, remember who you are, okay? Not from an ego standpoint, but from a position of valuing yourself. There's a fine line that's like, as you learn this, it's teetering. It's like one of those seesaw kind of things. Don't fall into being over egotistical about it because you're so pent up with how long it's taken you to finally do this, versus falling back into being a slave for this person, people, place, or thing, okay? So a fine line, a pause is very, very needed here. Let people figure out their version or their reaction to your emotions on their own. You don't need to justify anything. This is saying that things may be out of balance as you do this for a little while, but that's where you're wary enough and wise enough and learned enough to know that you're not needing to make a big song and dance out of it. You just need to get on with your business, be a little bit focused, okay? Secretly focused, I guess you could say, quietly focused. Do the deep work that you need to do before any good news is announced. It's like, I want to be at a certain level before it's announced anywhere, because then I know I've done it according to my goals and no one can take me down from that point on. There's still a little bit of like naivety that's coming through where you have to continue to personally develop and grow yourself. And I'm not saying that to call you out. Spirit wants me to just clarify that. They're not saying that to call you out. You could be someone who has walked this path many times before. They're just saying that because it's taken so long for some of you, it's important that you remain curious on how much more you have to learn. It's like an element of the more you learn, the more you realize you need to learn. So I think that you're about to grow into like I'm getting like star energy coming from all of these. It hasn't showed up here, but maybe it will come through. But yeah, I'm getting star quality coming through. And so you are learning at a higher level than a lot of other people around you. And so it is important to remain humble, but also make sure you're giving yourself a cheerlead, a little boost, a little pat on the back every now and then to balance out your emotions around this. Ground your chakras, follow those desires, keep going with the flow, keep freshening up your repertoire, okay, your skill set, to continue being the best version of yourself for yourself. Okay, so that no one's taking it away from you, that they're not like trying to pull you down and you react and then you feel terrible for it. This is really minding your mind at the same time, and that a certain level of secrecy is going to be your best friend, because you've also got people. That's why you want to leave this situation. That's why you want to elevate from a certain situation, perhaps from 2023 and even earlier, that you maybe have been dealing with for a long time. You already know those people don't have your best interests fully at heart because they're for their own thing. Okay, if you want to come at this business or this opportunity with a more compassionate approach, you first have to be compassionate to yourself. Okay, this is about mothering yourself. It's about birthing new creations into the world from a place where your mental fears are not getting in the way, where you're educated yourself enough, where you're spiritually developing enough, where your curiosity becomes something you're completely committed to, that overrides these mental This becomes mental resilience then, okay? And then you can lead the way with a sense of self-discipline, because if you think about a mother who guides her children well, she's disciplined and she's saying, no, you can't do that because you will hurt yourself, so I'm not letting you do that. Like, don't be silly. But also very compassionate and nurturing at the same time. So that's the element of, like, what you're creating here is big time. But it's also, and you've got the Emperor and Empress here, so it could even be like a mummy and daddy situation, okay? It could be a partnership situation. It could be working for your parents, but this is also very much an energy of, you can be both masculine and feminine, and that's that energy of discipline and drive, but also going with the flow and coming at it with a compassionate nature for your own stuff first before it becomes a worldwide kind of phenomenon, is how it's coming across. So some of you could be doing some really interesting things in 2024. Now let's have a look at who or what can help you throughout 2024. Who or what can help? Who or what can help? Okay. Working with certain people who have your best interests at heart, like I said before. Page of Cups. Stop saying sorry. That's how that's coming across. Stop saying sorry for things you don't need to be sorry for. Wow, don't be embarrassed or ashamed of your success. If you're hiding it initially to grow a stronger foundation and you're not celebrating it in private for yourself, that could be quite destructive to your mindset as well. So yeah, what can help you is to just be quite quiet. You don't actually have to respond to a lot of things. Other people will say things and we're thinking that it's a question, but most of the time it's just a statement of their own, like it's very telling of their own self and their own level of education and their own beliefs and their own insecurities. So you can just be quiet. You don't need to say anything. It's like, don't apologize for having the success that you have. Don't apologize for having the ideas that you have. Don't apologize for quickly moving out of situations that no longer serve you, okay? Again, it's this energy of protecting your energy, communicating very clearly. You might even have someone in your team, okay, because this is the second time the King of Swords has come through. Yeah, someone who is an influence for you. So that person feels prominent because they've come up twice. But if it's you, it's your own observational skills. That's who or what can help you throughout 2024. Someone who's very observational and has some level of influence with a lot of wisdom. It's like coming across as like a wizard. Someone who is of few words, but when they say something, it's absolutely profound. Yeah, so that person could help you. Saying nothing can help you. Coming to a place where it's independently happy is what's going to help you. Focusing on your own inner treasure, focusing on the things that emotionally fulfill you is going to serve you very well. And then being open to that growth, that 3 energy that we saw there, that growth with other parties, networking, okay? It could be 2 people, it could even be kids, of growth, expression. Expressing yourself very clearly is so important in 2024 here. The 3 here and the 3 here, when we're talking about the 3rd house, it's about communication, perception, curiosity, language as well. So maybe it's like learning to speak a certain language, and that doesn't necessarily mean a foreign language. It could be the language of business. It could be the language of compassion. It could be the language of spirituality. It could be like how to speak well to children. Like I said, just a depiction of children here. But it also talks about early learning. So you've got the Page of Swords with the early learning, and then we had the Hierophant, which is talking about higher education, higher learning. Okay, so technology could even be important here with the 3rd house, transportation, and siblings. Okay, could even be important here. So these are the things that can help you, but research is going to help you. Analytical thinking, sticking to the plan, and then being also open to how flexible little options could come. And that's how you mold something, right? You're like, okay, sticking to this plan. Oh, I can take that. Oh, I can learn this. Oh, I can, you know what I mean? And it's all going to be very healthy for you. I love that. Okay. What is the best next step for pile number 3 to take? What is the best next step for pile number 3? Wow. To take. What is the best next step for pile number 3 to take right now? in preparation for a career. Wow, 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 wow. Bottom of the deck, Four of Cups. Remember that if you're yearning for something, you can have it. If you believe it, you can have it. Don't keep accepting less, or you're just going to repeat the cycle of the years that have passed, okay? Don't get disillusioned by other people's version of events or how they want you to live. This is saying if you want the thing, go for the thing, okay? Don't let boredom or fear stop you. Don't fall into apathy. It's time to transform. Page of Pentacles is saying learning new things. I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to adjust my money story, my money mindset. Okay, this is what's going to help you. This is your next best step. Also realize that you have more choice. That very much speaks into that. And choosing things, if you have to turn over every rock to find out what's under each one, do so from a research standpoint and a evolution standpoint. Okay, I'm learning. It's a game of snakes and ladders, but I do need to find where's the perfect spot for me to land. Okay, you've also got the World. It's time to complete a cycle. It's time to also celebrate the fact that you are wanting to change things up. You are wanting to move on from something and start a new cycle, and honor that. Honor the rewards, the success that can come from that. You've got balance and harmony with the Two of Pentacles. So enjoy the balance that you have right now before things get out of balance, okay? And it's not saying that they will, but it's something that could come up as an obstacle. So focus on always balancing out that grounding and the desires, okay? Grounding and the desires. This is the next best step. So how can you bring that balance into your life now, even if you haven't already started walking on this path, is what this is saying. You've also got Temperance again, which is that healing, moderation kind of energy. Very, very grounded as well, but taking spiritual guidance too, and a sense of patience for yourself. This it won't happen overnight, but it will happen if you stick to this like way forward. You've also got the Ten of Pentacles, the Page of Cups, and the Creator that says no. Okay, so this is saying no to everything that isn't in alignment with what you want to create, where you want to go. This is allowing you to say a better yes to the things that are really important. So start that process now. Start doing that on even a smaller level. How you can enjoy the next best step is to enjoy all the little things along the way. This is a like enjoying the journey kind of energy. And how can you make it fun? How can you add more of the fun to the procedure, to the strategy, to the plan? Very much like, and I said this in another pile, like the Wizard of Oz. But this has been authentic as well with the Page of Cups, being authentic to your joyful, loving existence. And the Ten of Pentacles is saying if there is some inheritance or family money, or if you need to guard some inheritance or prosperity, do so very wisely, okay? This is saying if that's your goal too, to have that, then that has to be, I feel like it needs to be front and center. So a vision board, or it just needs to maybe have some facts behind it, okay? If I do this many times, how much will I get by 10 years time? It also could talk about a 10-year plan. What next best step you could do is really look at your next 10 years. And some of you might go, I can't even think about what I'm doing next week. Maybe this is something that's long overdue to really be like, well, if I want to change and not waste another decade, why don't I really look hard at what I want and how I want to be, do, have, show up as, have around me, all those things in 2024. And if that involves like a family or providing a legacy or leaving an impact, then that's going to help shape all of these next best steps for you. So balance yourself out strongly, close out anything that needs to close out, celebrate your little wins along the way, be willing to learn more and excited to learn more. Know that you have choices and know that you're allowed to say no where it doesn't fit for you. Okay. What is the overall emotions attached to 2024 for pile, for pile number 3? What are the overall emotions in career, the energies in 2024 for pile number 3, please, Spirit? Passion, desire, connection, you and someone else perhaps, and we said that too. you and someone else, but also two sides of yourself, developing that passion. Where are my passions? Where's my curiosity? What am I yearning for? Why am I bored with this? I just heard that Mitski song. Oh, is it Mitski? No, someone else. I think I love this little life. I think I love this little life. Do you love it? Why not? What's missing? Anger. Yeah, we talked about that. So make sure you're tempering your anger when it comes to especially if it's pent up, bottled up emotions around other people's reactions to you at making these shifts. Okay, you don't need to lash out. You can just quietly walk away. Quietly speaking of, quietly walk away. Leave those people in the dust. You don't need to respond. You don't need to communicate with them, and you certainly don't need to get yourself into any trouble. Okay, yeah, go with the flow. That's that Cancer kind of energy coming through there. Go with the flow. There's going to have seasons of change throughout 2024 as you develop this. Okay, so make sure that you're looking after your emotions, and again, grounding under a wave could be really good for you. Looking after your emotions. What is the thank you, motivation manifesto? You got 3. Okay, when our hearts yearn for action, yearning, and growth, we should care little about what society says is possible or prudent. Perfect summary. We do not need to wait for perfect conditions. We will find perfection in progress. Yes, that's what I was talking about with my yesterday, where I was like, hang on, that's not how I want to start things. I need to change this by my action. So don't wait for the perfect conditions. Create the perfect conditions through your actions. And it always, always feels better to actually do something about it. Let us not forget that our simple efforts and daily triumphs can gather weight and motion to become an unstoppable force toward a focused and free life. I love that. What a beautiful way to end pile number 3. I love this. I'm wishing you so much luck, joy, happiness, emotional fulfillment, confidence that is maybe faithing it or faking it until you make it, that becomes something so real, so pure, so true, so authentic by the end of 2024 for you. I love it. Congratulations. Again, if you're new, I would love for you to let me know how it resonates in the comments below, or if you're not, hi everyone, thank you. You're a beautiful collective. Thank you for your support over the last 2 years. I so appreciate it. We've got a lot of growth to happen this year. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. Pile number 4, welcome to your reading for 2024 career overview. These are the main energies attached to your career outlook, the insights that we're going to get today. These are the Green Witch Tarot or Green Witch Oracle cards, everything that you need to know about the decks that I use, about my private readings, about my merch, everything else. Social links are all in the description box below if you want to go and check that out. Hi, if you're welcome, I'm Sam. If you're new, welcome, I'm Sam. All right, let's get into it. You have Courage with the Time here. Card number 13, Libra, and you've got the dagger there. So these cards are loaded with symbolism, loaded with meaning. Okay, so I feel like there's courage to... It feels like stepping outside of the usual, but what's going to bring most balance to you and harmony to you. And it could even feel like the courage to follow the pursuits that maybe don't make sense to anyone else, but there's something that you love to do. Okay, the guidebook has quotes, and I've actually written those on the back. It says, if you've never experienced the joy of accomplishing more than you can imagine, plant a garden. Yeah, so it's the courage to see the bigger picture to begin with, and then to follow on that path. Just something about that 13 as well is making me think that it's like unlucky for some, but like Taylor Swift tells it as her lucky number. So it's like really going with the pursuits that feel like they require a deal of courage, maybe a leap of faith, but it's something that you love. Because Libra showing up here, ruled by Venus, is something that is charming but diplomatic, but it is creates balance in your life. You also have memory. You've got Leo energy here, card number 16, and the Sun, and this is Rosemary. Oh, and there's no quote on the back of this one, so that's kind of telling as well. Obviously I ran out of stickers, or this just was, actually I'm pretty sure this was like hidden in a different deck, and that's why I'd never actually put the quote on that one. Interesting. So you've got, if you go 1 and 3, it's 4, and then you've got 6 and 1 is 7. So the 4th house talks about roots and home, ancestry. Like, I'm kind of getting the image of like, well, I know my ancestors wanted to do it, but they didn't have the courage, so I'm going to do it. Because the buck stops here. We're not going to live in fear anymore. And then with the 7, it feels like choices, but the 7th house also talks about relating, foreign affairs, contracts, marriage, life partners, that kind of thing. So something about maybe having the courage to make better memories instead of putting work entirely first this year, which is interesting for a career reading for that to come up. Yeah, duality here with the bananas. There's also an element of health coming up here. You've got the 2 and the 7. So we're talking about the number 9, which is attainment, fulfillment, evolution. And if we're talking about the 9th house, it's philosophy, spirituality, seeking, expansion, higher level learning, legal issues, travel, that kind of thing. The quote on the back says, gardening is civil and social, but it wants the vigor and freedom of the forest and the outlaw. Yeah, it's that. It's literally these 2 cards embodied in this card. It's like, we can do the civil and social thing, but I want the courage and the freedom to write new memories of something that's more adventurous, the forest and the outlaw, something that's more free. So you can have that, and you can have your cake and eat it too. You can have these cool bananas. I just heard that Gwen Stefani song. This ish is bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. Love that. Okay. Give us some more information on this, please, Spirit. For pile number 4, what opportunities should they be looking out for when it comes to career, and what should they act on when it comes to career in 2024? You've got the Emperor, the 2 of Wands. Pile number 3, I think, got the Emperor as well. You've got the 5 of Swords at the bottom of the deck. This can talk about conflict, upheaval a little bit, maybe some loss, but more so like, wow, you got so many cards. I might actually leave those ones, otherwise we'll be here forever and a day. And I do want to keep them as succinct as possible. Okay, Queen of Swords, the Sun again. So we saw the Sun showing up with the Leo energy and memory. The Page of Swords, the 4 of Wands, the 10 of Swords, the Emperor, and the 2 of Wands. Wow, let's fit all this in. This feels like an internal battle. That's what it feels like. A mental battle to be like, I want it, but can I do it? And I just heard the Ariana Grande song, like, I want it. I got it. Like, whatever that is, like, do that. Do that. This is really like looking internally. And I said this in another group that got this Queen of Swords. She's kind of giving the energy of Ace of Swords, this Queen of Swords. But the Queen of Swords only shows half of herself. So I feel like for too long, you've been in the shadows. For too long, you have been... Wow, look at how she looks like Taylor Swift. And we were just talking about her. Look at that. No way. This is a Cat Pierce deck. I wonder, like... I mean, Taylor's been around for a long time. I wonder if she actually did that on purpose. That's amazing. Love that. Yeah, the Sun energy is like putting yourself first, making yourself the center of attention, making yourself your main priority. It's not coming from an ego place, I don't feel, because you're coming at it with a curiosity of like, test the waters. How far can I take it? Again, you've got this partnership energy coming up too of the 4 of Wands. So the duality, but also oh no, that had nothing on there. And the courage to do something that was balanced. There was something here about working as a partnership. Where did I get that energy from? Oh, it came from the 7th house, right? The 7th house, the 1 and the 6 create a 7. So perhaps you are working with someone. It could even be working with your romantic partner, or it could be working from home. Because this is the 4 of Wands, it makes me think of the 4th house, and the 4 came up that we talked about, roots, family, home, nurturing, genetics, mother, and I was referring to ancestral line. The buck stops here. We no longer need to hide ourselves. It's time to come out of the woodwork. It's time to work together. It's even if I have to do it from home. And it's a return to like an arts and crafts type of industry that seems like it's coming through. Like my little life, my little project, that's worth something these days. People will pay money, even if it's niche. People are going to pay money for the thing that I create. That's very specific for some of you. I'm seeing badges, like brooches. But I'm also seeing that movie. Oh, I love that movie. The lady that creates the hair products at home. And it's based in, I don't know, the 60s or something, maybe the 50s. And she just like hits big time with her homemade hair products. I freaking love that movie. Okay, cool. So it's that kind of energy of you have something to offer. These are the opportunities you need to be aware of. They could be hidden in plain sight. They could be hidden in plain sight, and you just need to look at them differently, and you need to look at them with a sense of ambition. How do I monetize my hobby? How do I monetize my, my collection? Okay, maybe you're selling something from home that you've collected for a long time, and the way you maybe even document, I'm seeing like that you post on TikTok about your collection, and then people start offering you high prices for the things that they see you post. So it's almost like you're not selling it, but you are selling it because you haven't said you're selling it. People will make astronomical offers. Wow, that's also super specific. Getting a lot of downloads for you guys. 10 of Swords here is asking you to face the opportunities or accept the opportunities where things are ending so that new things can begin, especially where they need to end because it's overwhelming to your mental energy. Especially where it needs to end because you've let fear and other people's opinions and your upbringing or societal programming keep you small. Okay, so 8 of Wands, this is good news for you. This is good news. Also, 2024 is the year 8 numerologically, so it is about things moving forward at speed with luck, with mastery, with action, with accomplishment. Okay, and you've got the Empress showing up under here, and you've got the Emperor as the next card. So again, it could be mummy and daddy or partner, okay, no matter of gender. But they're the mummy and daddy of the zodiac, basically. So this could involve law and order, or it could involve having an entrepreneurial outlook on things that are right in front of you, things that are already your passions, but you haven't had the courage to communicate, put out there. Strong sense of like social media coming through here as well. I think you have the charm and diplomacy to be popular on social media. And I feel like this, if you want to live a life where there's more experiences instead of things, and there's more emphasis on memories, like especially I was feeling at Christmas and New Year just past, I don't want to live like this again. I don't want to have a Christmas and New Year like this again. Like, I want to take charge. I want to live large, but also in a way, and I don't mean live large in terms of riches, where that would be amazing too, but it's an energy of I want to create memories. I see people doing these amazing things, but not just that, is I've got a little book of shadows too, like inside me and in my Pinterest board and in my vision board. And, I've got like little diary books like this, that scrapbooks from when I was a kid, full of ideas and full of inspiration and full of big dreams that, people would poo-poo and say, you'll never make money being an artist. Let alone if I ever said that I was into spirituality and could hear things and see things that other people couldn't, so it's like I want to not just have those things be like scrapbooked ideas. I want them to be scrapbooked memories. Okay, making more out of what you already have. I also just feel like it's like seasoning your life a little bit, adding some spice and adding some flavor. If you're happy with your life, this is really about just giving it a big oomph. And if that means starting something passively or starting something that becomes passive, something that is like a plan B that could become a plan A, that kind of energy. Again, I'm getting 2 of Wands here. I'm getting strong, and I normally don't get this from this card, but I'm getting strongly that your reach and your impact affects like on a global scale. So TikTok. I'm on TikTok if you want to go over there and shout out hi. I've got 2 accounts, one for my tarot and one for another passion of mine. So maybe that's something, because you've got a hold on both of your wands there. So this is a hold on both of your desires and both of your passions. Normally this 2 of Wands is depicted with one person kind of leaning more and holding one wand and leaning in that direction. But this is saying, why not have both? Why not have both? I can do both. Duality. Okay? Wow. I kind of love this for you. So these are the opportunities that are presenting themselves, and how you should act on them is with confidence, with courage, with truth for, okay, is this really what I want? Then it can't just stay dormant forever. If this is a connection, then am I creating together? Can we have that conversation? Can we put an end to overthinking things? Is it one party that's overthinking? Is it you? Pile number 4. And if we need to make this official, is there a contract that we draw up, or do we just go for it with this Emperor, I know what I want, I know how to get it kind of energy? And if I need to travel to extend my plans or extend my influence, do I do that? Or do I travel via the internet through the messages that I have to share? Let it not be a conflict in your mind anymore. Okay, cool. So what obstacles does pile number 4 need to overcome? What obstacles, apart from fear, society? There's that fear, anxiety, overthinking things. You've also got the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, karma, 7 of Wands. What obstacles? What obstacles for pile? 8 of Wands. Oh, get ready, because things are about to speed up. It could be a weird obstacle, but I'm getting the feeling that you're down on your knees praying for something and then it happens. So you've got to be ready. You've got to be ready to block out all other elements of fear, because there's good news coming and it's coming quick, and you're going to be asked to travel quickly, or start this quickly, or go for it quickly, or have the courage quickly and believe in yourself quickly, and to think positively quickly. There's a big dramatic shift happening here, and that's the obstacle you need to overcome. And it feels like you need to take a look at whether you're worth it. Don't take any risks that feel unsafe, of course. But I do feel like with this particular art depiction of the 9 of Swords, you've got that one white dove. It's like, well, everyone else is saying no, but it just takes one person to believe in you for you to go for it. And maybe that's your partner. But don't take any risks that put you in a dangerous position. You've got to come at this with protecting your idea, but also protecting your mental health, okay? So if things are moving quickly and you're not in a grounded state, then that may disrupt, that may become an obstacle. And then you've got the energy of things moving slow. So it's almost like you get an opportunity and the answer has to come quite quickly. Your answer about how you're going to handle this, or if you're going to take it on, has to be quick. There's a time limit to it. It's kind of like big magic is how it's showing up. You guys know I love that book and I talk about it all the time. From the lady who wrote Eat, Pray, Love, it's kind of the energy of when you're presented with an opportunity, an idea, something that lands with you, and if you don't act on it in the right time, that idea is going to go to someone else. They're going to do something with it. So maybe for generations you've had people, you know, oh, your uncle says, I invented that, but someone else made it before I could, you know, and you're like, well, you really should have done something about that. This is your chance. This is your chance. And then once that decision's made quickly, then plod at it, go at it, step by step by step, and be patient and stick to the plan and continue walking that path. Okay. Wow. That's really clear cut. Actually, I kind of love that. So they're the obstacles that you need to overcome or be aware of. Strongly emotions of the mind. So developing some mental resilience, either with therapy, with practice, with affirmations, maybe with some subliminals. Honestly, practice, like doing the little things. I'm going to take that one move. I'm going to try that one thing. And it gives you a renewed state. You're like, hang on, no, I want to feel better. Keep doing that. Keep doing the little things that make you feel better. All right, let's take a look at who or what can help pile number 4. Who or what can help pile number 4 achieve their goals in career in 2024? Who or what can help? Who or what can help pile number 4? I just keep hearing yourself. Yourself. Okay, Eight of Swords. Yeah, your higher self. Take a good look in the mirror, pile number 4. I feel like you're not seeing what other people see. You feel trapped, you feel anxious, you feel so stuck in your head. And perhaps it's because you give so much weight to other people. You give so much of yourself to other people. Or you don't believe anything that you read or do. You could be really surrounded by small-minded people or jealous people. 5 of Swords was our energy at the bottom of the deck before. So people who are trying to compete with you, and therefore they will actually try and bring you down a notch to make sure you never grow. Like, that's really sad. So maybe there is an environment shift that you need to have, but I strongly feel like it's going to take quite a bit of courage to look yourself in the mirror and to pull yourself out of a position where you feel like you do everything for everyone else and make everyone else happy. And say no to those people so you can say yes to you. The 9 of Pentacles is an independent energy of wish fulfillment and like being stubborn about your own goals, because that's what's going to get you to your prosperity and accomplishment and out of your comfort zone, but into a new comfort zone that is actually way more comfortable than this anxiety. Okay, so who or what can help you is your higher self and this belief in yourself. So high level learning, and maybe it does maybe it does need some therapy or some support people or a group or a club or some daily rituals or something like that, okay, to really help you, because you've also got the 9 of Wands, which is talking about boundaries. Okay, so 8 of Swords, 9 of Wands, boundaries. You didn't come this far to only come this far, pile 4, so it is important to strengthen your resolve. Courage, Sun, 9 of Wands, strengthen your resolve. Keep taking little baby steps before you break. Something's gonna be, if you don't, something's gonna be the straw that breaks the camel's back, and you're gonna just remain in this crumpled position where your back hurts, your neck hurts, you know, your heart hurts, you have this longing, this yearning, this unfulfilled need that's not been met. And it feels very connected to kind of like making a name for yourself. And it doesn't mean you need to be, you know, internet famous or anything like that, but it's making a name for yourself in doing the things that you love to do and creating memories that you love to create. It's like, well, I know I have to do work and put work out there in order to make the money in this society that we live in to create the memories. So why don't I enjoy the process of it? I don't want to be a crumpled mess overworking myself for other people. 8 of Wands again. 8 of Wands. Good news coming in. And it was underneath the deck before as well. So this is like the 3rd time that 8 of Wands has come out. There is good news here. Focus on the good. Focus on the stretch, right? If you feel like you're having resistance to change, especially when you decide to go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, okay, I'm going to do it, and you freak out at the last second, just know that that's the resistance. That's the pullback that you need that's going to shoot that arrow into the distance. And this is actually giving me very Sagittarius, Jupiter expansion kind of energy. Happy-go-lucky. And that's, where did we see the Wheel of Fortune before? It's that kind of, oh, there. The Wheel of Fortune of like, shoot your shot, take that risk, go for it. And if the timing and the thing feels right to you, not to anyone else, go for it. That's what's really going to help you. Saving money, maybe compartmentalizing your money, maybe having one account for play and one account for work. Maybe yoga, okay, with the balance coming through here. Yoga, Pilates, strengthening your core is going to help you develop a backbone, is what I just heard. I can relate. Okay, you've got the Ace of Cups. Did that want to come out in reverse? It's in a blockage position. Okay, so what can help you is a lot of self-love. And if love wants to come in, then let it. But I feel like this is more about peace. This is more about giving yourself a sense of peace, but not getting too peaceful that you don't act, okay? Not getting so fooled into thinking your comfort zone is this trapped position. No, this is really saying like, what can help you is to push this Ace of Cups into the upright position by giving yourself a new opportunity, giving yourself a new beginning, giving yourself the self-love that you want so that love comes to you if that's what you are lacking in your life. But also if you feel unfulfilled at work and you're already in a relationship and you're working with your partner, you don't want love to get in the way because you feel like you're not doing the work you're meant to do, right? If you're not working with your partner and you're doing work you're not meant to do and you don't feel like it's your calling and you're just completely unhappy about it, then it's saying that maybe you're giving a half cup of love to your partner because you're only half loving yourself. So if you can pour fully into yourself, you can pour fully back into your family, your partnerships, and love will turn around, and that can actually be like set you all free and bring on a new beginning in love. So what can help you is a lot of self-love practices, rituals, strengthening boundaries like Pilates, yoga coming up, but also mental journaling, turning off the bad news, like literally not watching the news anymore. I don't know many people apart from the boomers in my life that actually watch the news. Maybe even taking a short trip, just a quick little getaway, getting back in touch with nature, getting back in touch with your inner Katniss Everdeen, you know, and just shooting your shot. Take a few little risks and see how it feels so that you, when this big risk it feels like comes along, you'll be like, I can do that. Of course I can, because your courage has had practice to develop. I love it. All right. Pile number 4, what's the best next step for them to take right now? What is the best next step for pile number 4 to take right now to set themselves up for the year ahead whenever they're watching this? Whenever they are watching. Strength again. Wow. So I say strength again because you've got courage here and you've got the sun here, which is Leo energy, which makes me think of strength because strength is another major arcana for Leo. You've got the Queen of Cups and the Hangman. Love yourself, be compassionate, be absolutely selfish to yourself. Tame the beast of your inner stagnation, okay? And you can see the infinity symbol on the strength person there. It's really saying believe in your luck, believe in infinite potential. This is going to be your biggest challenge, but it doesn't have to be. In fact, it can be your biggest opportunity, as we've got so many cards in this area of what can happen when you release yourself from the ties that bind, okay, in a way that you're not happy with. Bottom of the deck, we also have the King of Cups, King and Queen of Cups. We saw the Emperor and the Empress. Like, there's big divine counterpart energy. Work with the people who understand you, that speak your language, that are soul tribe kind of people, that are emotionally available, that are emotionally mature, okay? They're not causing conflict for the sake of it, for a bit of drama. This is cool, calm, collected people who perhaps practice grounding rituals, spiritual rituals, who open themselves to the flow of life, okay, who are very dualistic people, okay. Everyone has light and dark, and when you realize that humanity in yourself, you'll be able to give yourself the grace of charging forward, taking small steps forward, whatever pace it comes, okay, because it's like a charge and then it's small steps. You'll give yourself the grace to be human enough to make mistakes, to at least know that you're on the right path. So I feel the next best step for you is to really connect or discuss with someone who is, I just heard like a familiar, okay? A familiar to you, someone who understands where you're going, maybe someone who's been where you've been, maybe someone who is a guiding light, and maybe it's your partner, and having a really D&M, deep and meaningful conversation with them. Taking a pause right now so that you can have that illumination, okay? If you're hanging upside down and you're like, hang on, let me just hit pause on everything that I'm doing, reassess, reflect. I'll awaken to the ideas, the knowledge, the understanding that I am worthy and I can do this. Okay, that's what your next best step is to set you on your path. What is the overall emotion for 2024? For pile number 4, please, Spirit. What's the overall emotions attached? Surrender. Yes, love it. You've got faith. Okay, this looks like a teething toy, so you're learning. Faith it till you make it. You don't have to fake it. Faith it till you make it. And keep chewing on that idea. Keep chewing on it. Okay, balance. Yeah, this is like my little Allen key, and it's just going to lock into place. You've just got to turn it. That's, you know, it's right there. It's right there. The opportunities are here. You've got reflection showing up here. So what we were just talking about, taking that pause. But remember to keep doing that. How am I doing? How am I progressing? How am I continuing to surrender and not letting other people bring me down? It's especially important to look at it like if you've got people who are trying to view your work, let's call it your artwork. If someone's looking at one of my artworks before I'm even finished, they'll be like, what's that? What are you doing? What does that mean? How did you do that? Like, and they're just critical. And you're like, just wait till you see the finished product, okay? Because even I don't know what's happening sometimes, but I know it's going to turn out great because there is some kind of vision in my mind, or there is an emotion that I need to get out. So don't worry about people kind of criticizing you, poking fun of you, trying to pull you back down, okay? Before you're even reached the point where you feel like you can 100% stand and solidify your sovereignty and your confidence and your energy, and you can be like, yeah, and you're coming then from your solar plexus chakra and you're being like, here I am, and your energy introduces you before you even walk in the room, okay? You will get to that place. You will get to that place. Don't let the haters... What am I hearing as a song? Don't let the system get you down. Oh, that's a cool song, actually. If you want to look up the words, it's Big City Life by It's an old school song, but they remade it just recently. Don't let the system get you down. Okay. Wow, you got a lot. Let's get into it. Freedom and victory belong to those who remain strong and true despite temptation. If it's a temptation to crawl back into your hole where other people have you trapped, no, not this year. Because freedom and victory is your destiny. There is a nobility to those who do not let neediness or desperation compromise who they are. Okay, so that's talking about that richness of life, but coming at it from a place of I want to be emotionally fulfilled, first and foremost, memories over things. When we ready ourselves for our ultimate destiny, when we release our childish, selfish needs and realign our priorities to those of the heart, we can finally reach those magnificent fields of human empathy, kindness, compassion, forgiveness, generosity, and courage. It's time to give those things to yourself, okay? Don't be so hard on yourself and see those words of selfishness and greed and think, oh, that's why I can't do it. No. I'm talking that it would be selfish to withhold your energy and your magic from the world when maybe your children's children or your nieces and nephews of the world, or maybe there's someone out there wishing on a star that they had an opportunity like you, and when they see someone like you doing it, then they're going to be inspired. So it's that kind of thing. Like, don't hold your big magic back from the world, and it's actually selfish of you to not go for it. See it like that, okay? So I know some of you are way too hard on yourself, like I have been for a long time, and I'm starting to change that. But you will reach those magnificent fields of human empathy, kindness, compassion, forgiveness, generosity, and courage for yourself, okay? For yourself. It's actually a strength to put yourself first right now so that you can develop into the person that you know that you are. Owning this life truth is freeing. I am not in charge or responsible for the wrecks others have created in their lives, and I do not need to save everyone in my life. Yeah, it's using your empathy towards yourself and then extending it into your work. And that the work that's going to come from that could be in any field. Take it how it resonates. But what's really important in your reading, pile number 4, is about this willingness and courage to begin and to continue to begin over and over and over again. Until it feels like you are completely free of the burdens that either you or other people or society or your upbringing has put on you. And absolutely, like, breaking free from all of that, breaking free, you're going to actually live a life that you want. Whether that's rich in money, whether that's rich in memories, whether it's both, you're going to feel so much better for having done it because you're addressing the side of yourself that never got to see the light of day. Okay, I love this for you. I really am wishing you the healthiest 2024 and the wealthiest. You know, when we really start to follow our destiny, I do feel like it unlocks all the abundance and riches that we can imagine. So love this for you. Take really good care of yourself. If you'd like to book a personal reading, the link is in the description box below. Thank you so much for being here. I love you guys. I will see you in the next one. Bye.